Rachel, you are not up to the standards of this family, my father said, cold, final, before slamming the door and locking me out of the house I grew up in. No matter what I did, my wealthy parents saw me as nothing but a failure and an embarrassment. That day, I lost my home, but I gained something far more powerful, a reason to prove them wrong. If you've ever been told you weren't good enough, by the very people who were supposed to love you unconditionally, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up. Because this is the story of how I went from sleeping in my car to making my parents beg for a place in my world. I grew up in a mansion overlooking the ocean. Marble floors, glass staircases, private chefs, my parents had it all. At least, that's what outsiders thought. Inside those walls, love was conditional. Every achievement was measured against what my older brother Daniel did. Daniel was the golden child. Ivy League graduate, future CEO of my father's investment firm. I was the artsy one. I loved painting, design, photography, things my father called hobbies for people with no ambition. Still, I tried to fit their mold. I went to business school. I interned at my father's company. But I never felt like I belonged. My ideas were brushed aside, my efforts dismissed. The breaking point came one spring afternoon. I'd just come home from an exhausting day at work. My father was waiting in the living room. He didn't ask me to sit. He didn't ask how my day was. Instead, he said in a flat voice, Rachel, you are not up to the standards of this family. You're holding us back. I laughed, nervously, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. Within an hour, I was standing on the driveway with my bags, my phone in one hand, and my father's words echoing in my ears. I had no money in my account. My parents had always managed my finances to teach me responsibility. I slept in my car that first night, staring at the roof, replaying the scene over and over. That's when something inside me shifted. I wasn't going to beg my way back in. I was going to make it so they couldn't afford to keep me out. The first year was brutal. I worked 2 jobs, waitressing by day, cleaning offices by night. Every spare minute, I taught myself graphic design and digital marketing. I watched free courses, devoured books, and started freelancing for small businesses. By year 3, I had my own design firm. By year 5, I had clients in 3 countries. I reinvested every dollar, built a team, and expanded into branding, advertising, and product development. People started calling me a creative visionary. Industry magazines wrote about my campaigns. My company began pulling in 7 figures annually. And yet, I never told my parents. Not a word. I wanted them to hear it from the world, not from me. That moment came on a rainy Thursday morning. I was in my office, floor to ceiling windows, view of the skyline, when my assistant buzzed me. Rachel, there's a Mr. and Mrs. Langston here to see you. My stomach tightened. I stepped into the lobby and saw them, my parents, looking smaller somehow, despite the designer clothes. Rachel, my mother began, her voice overly bright, we've been hearing so much about your success. My father didn't smile. His jaw was tight. We have a proposal, he said. Daniel's company is struggling. We think a partnership could benefit us both. I almost laughed. The man who told me I wasn't good enough was now here to ask for my help. I kept my voice calm. Professional. I'm flattered, I said. But I don't think we're a good fit. My company only partners with businesses that meet our standards. I watched the words sink in. My father's face flushed. My mother glanced away. It was poetic. They left without shaking my hand. And I stood there, heart pounding, realizing I'd just closed the door they once slammed in my face. A month later, my firm landed a contract with their biggest competitor. That company's campaign went viral, doubling their revenue, while my father's firm filed for bankruptcy within the year. I didn't celebrate their downfall. But I did take a quiet satisfaction in knowing I'd built everything they said I couldn't, and done it without their name, their money, or their approval. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't slamming the door, it's building a bigger, better house and choosing who gets to walk through it. My parents taught me that love with conditions isn't love at all, and that being underestimated can be the greatest gift. If this story hit you in the heart, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the best revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of karma, justice, and triumph. Because trust me, there are plenty more where this came from.